Somebody's house is on fire in a bad way, y'all. And it's cold, too. Oh, my God.
I mean, it's still difficult.
They got the other baby. Oh, they running with her. Oh, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
They had so much life. And it's gone.
All that screaming and hollering she did up and down the street. Hollering, whoever did this, and you were the one who actually killed your grandkids. She said, I'm about to set this mother on fire.
Also being charged are Alonza Cooksey, who is charged with prohibited activities and sanctions and contributing to the delinquency of a juvenile.
She said that they did give him the money already.
I was shocked. She's making it a habit, and it's very sickening.
I'm telling the truth. I did not set that house on fire.
It was eating me up. I couldn't sleep at night. I know who done this, and I need to go talk to someone. And if I don't, someone else is gonna take blame that shouldn't take blame.
Tonight, Shreveport police are charging a 15-year-old boy with 2 counts of second-degree murder in connection with this death.
We knew something was still not right, and I told him, don't give up on this. We had an excellent lead investigator on this, Lawrence Bunton, who he put in a lot of time and effort.
It's a very coward-ass move, if that was what it was. And there's a special place for that individual, and the individual standing behind me to the left, to the right, or whatever, and to the public that I'm speaking to. We need to make sure that they make it to their special place.
But here we believed we had a possible homicide, so getting CSI involved, getting their homicide detectives involved, any and everybody that could put hands and eyes on this case, I wanted their help. Persistent investigation is probably what broke. Talking to all of those family members, getting with the state fire marshal's office, trying to come up with insurance claims, linking them to several other fires, and then after that, pressure.
One of those individuals that was arrested is Rita Montgomery, who is facing the following charges: contributing to the delinquency of a juvenile, prohibited activities and sanctions, 2 counts of second-degree murder, aggravated arson, manufacture and possession of a delayed action incendiary device, and criminal conspiracy.
So you think it's a mistake that you've been arrested?
Yes, ma'am. It's crazy.
This individual, Miss Rita Montgomery, is the grandmother of the 2 that passed.
I just wish they were safe. I tried to get them all out.
You know her well.
Very well, like the scars on the back of my hand.
And her name is?
Rita Montgomery.
So you ended up having a child with Rita's youngest son.
Mm-hmm. And from there, I just started seeing the true colors of these people. She would say that the house had problems, and it would always be these nice, good-looking houses that would look like they didn't have problems. So whenever they would move into them, I wouldn't see a problem. So she would make it out to be a problem. She would take a can of gasoline or lighter fluid, and she would, spread it around the house on the side that she would burn. So she would strike a match and she would toss it, and that would be the incident of her, starting the fire. But she would make like it just all of a sudden happened out of nowhere.
She's lying. And you go over there, ma'am, over there behind Dollar General on Jewella, is a house sitting up on the hill. That's where I was staying at. And it's not on fire. It ain't never been burned or nothing.
Every fire is investigated, but what made this fire different that it turned into, we may be looking at arson?
The fire truck video helped because it showed a lot of the emotion, where they came out of the home at, the rescue, a lot of that played a part into it. However, there's and I encourage people to have cameras on their home. I myself went to the neighbor's home. That's one of the first things I do when I get on scene. I start looking for cameras, and I noticed there was a camera. I knocked on this lady's door. She allowed me to go through all of her video, download whatever was needed, And then there was a neighbor on the other side who had camera footage also. That really played a key part in a lot of the investigation is surveillance.
What did you see on the camera?
I look at the back of the house, this big glow on the back of the house, and then it goes out within about 30 seconds or whatever. Our firefighters, I watched them get there. They put a thermal imaging camera on it. They don't see anything. There's no extension into the home. It was clear when they left around 11 o'clock that night. And then, of course, you see a little small glow on the front porch, and it ignites quickly. And that home is totally engulfed in flames, especially the front part of that home, within about 2 minutes.
The address was familiar because we just made it maybe 35, 40 minutes ago before that. So when we got on scene, the front of the house was fully involved.
The first fire that came in was at the back of the home. You don't go back 2 hours later and have or experience something in the front of the home. Definitely a red flag. You know, I asked one of the firefighters after watching the video with the crew, I could see him yelling. And of course, we don't have sound on those on the fire trucks, but I could see him yelling at the battalion chief. And I asked him, I said, man, what were you telling him? He said, and he flat out said, somebody burned this MF.
I saw the video. I was yelling at my battalion chief, not just mad because I said somebody said this. You know, I knew somebody said that. And so you can kind of see it on my face, the anger, because there's no way this could happen naturally. Everybody else was outside and kind of giving us information where they may be in the home. We made an entry into the house, and the information we got was that people were still inside.
Somebody still in there?
Yes, my little niece and she only 6.
It was very hot, very smoky, heavy fire through the front porch. Front porch was burned through. Me and the crew, we fell through the porch.
It was definitely difficult to get through, but we made our way. We kept going through, and we were able to get entry into the house.
We had other crews set up escape routes on the side of the house where there was ladders, so where we can get out just in case.
Again, red flags just kept going up. We knew something was not right, and if we were going to get any help from anybody, we knew it was going to be the public with maybe their history, who knew them, family, anything.
It's become various times where I lost count.
So you were with her on how many house fires?
3. I think there was an incident with the central air and heat. I do believe it was cold at the time, and that was the time I had my second daughter. And I was also with her youngest son, and we were staying with her. The heat wasn't working in the home, and she tried to call someone out to fix it. Apparently, according to her, they just kept giving her excuses as to why that they couldn't come and fix the heat. She was getting angry. She was getting very, very upset at the fact that no one was coming to fix her air. This time, it was a mixture of gasoline and lighter fluid. She said, "Hey, this is pissing me off. I think you need to rearrange your living arrangements and go stay with your mom until they turn your electricity back on, because I'm about to set this mother on fire."
She was very specific, though, saying that she was at one of those house fires before it began, and you told her that you're about to burn this MF down.
What house?
It was on Milam Street.
Miley.
Yes. Did you live at a house on Milam Street? It has a blue tarp on it right now.
No, ma'am, I never lived on Milan Street.
Linked her not necessarily to starting the fires, to about 5 fires.
In the Shreveport area?
And beyond.
Right. In Texas?
Texas, Vivian, 2 in Shreveport that I know of. It goes all the way back to possibly a vehicle on fire.
She's accused of doing this. Why? Why does a person do this?
Some people have mental health issues that cause them to do this, and for some it's greed. You know, money is a motive to a lot of crimes.
All that screaming and hollering she did up and down the street. Hollering, whoever did this, they didn't kill my grandbabies and now I'm gonna kill them. You know, it was just, these are all the things. I have all this on video. This is all the stuff that was being said.
She's pacing in front and
Back
she's
and forth.
crying, and she's saying something about somebody else setting the house on fire. Did you believe that it was somebody else that had set the house on fire?
No, that's just Rita's way of covering up everything she does.
There were a lot of things picked up during that video, sound-wise. Yes.
We shared that video on KSLA. Thankfully, the young lady allowed us to use it. How instrumental was that?
That was very instrumental because she called out some names that we were able to follow and find out why this person, there was a lot of anger toward that 15-year-old from the grandmother, and didn't quite understand why until we started listening to some of the names, listening to some of the comments, and trying to figure out from there, like, what exactly is going on. All of them, for what it's worth, they were angry. They were angry and kind of in disbelief.
Even her.
Even her. Even her. But you look at that initial video and you see the anger, the confusion, and everything else, but then you hear from that eyewitness video, at this point now you're blaming people and she did this, and for what it's worth, you never know if she was trying to throw us off or anything. But looking back on it, from the press conference, she was there. She was right there, off to the side. Never said a word. This is going to be very interesting. It's been a roller coaster. During her, I guess her being questioned, there was, it's like, man, she may be having some problems breathing, or she's shutting down, or it was things like that I was like, and all I could think every single time was like, those kids didn't have an opportunity. They had problems breathing to where they didn't make it. So anger came across me very fast, and I was like, man, I don't care about anything she has going on. Take her to jail, get her to jail. We're not going through this. I'm afraid, I'm having anxiety, whatever the case is. Those kids, I can imagine how anxious they were when they couldn't make it out of that home. So everything turned into anger. And then thankfully I have a team that's around me that's like, so, hey, Chief, take personal feelings out of it, and we need to do what's right or whatever. So I hope through the justice system, they do what is right. And no ill will toward her or anybody else that was involved. I hope they ask for forgiveness, and we serve a just God who will give it to them, but they need to understand what they did.
If I would have said something sooner, I feel like they would have, made it out alive.
It is possible to grieve while still being guilty. I'm not saying she's guilty, she's innocent until proven guilty, but it's possible to still be grieving, even having a hand in, possibly having a hand in their deaths.
It's crazy because I would never hurt my baby. They were just like mine.
This now empty lot was where that house once stood. Neighbors tell us that it was demolished about 3 months after that house fire. Authorities allege that the fire was set intentionally to that home as a part of a scheme to get money. The investigation into the money trail ultimately led to the arrest of Rita Montgomery and Alonzo Cooksey.